Hi YouTube, welcome back to my page. Thank you to everyone who are taking their time out to view this video. This is Just Chas. I am on a new journey to lose weight. I am using the prescription Zepbound in order to help me along the way. In my last video, I gave an introduction to me starting Zepbound and share with my results. I share with you my results. So when I first started, just to catch you up if you didn't watch the last video, when I first started Zepbound 1 year ago and probably 1 year, 1 month ago, so 13 months ago when I started, I weighed 248 pounds. In that time, I'm down 51 because I got on the scale yesterday and I was down another pound. I think I was 198. Now I'm 197. So yay, 51 pounds. But it has been an incredible journey. And what I wanted to do, I wrote some notes, was, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through all these points. I may have to put this in 2 parts, depending on my time. I'm on my teacher break, and I get lots of interruptions when I'm on break. They see me in an empty classroom, and it's like, oh, let me get Miss Walker when I can get her by herself so I can ask her all the questions that I need to ask her. So sometimes it gets crazy, but hopefully I can get through all of these. If not, I'll make a second video and share the rest. So let's get right to it. So I'm taking Zepbound. First thing my doctor told me was Zepbound was not covered in my insurance. That's number one. I was bummed because I have really good insurance. I've been told by several of my doctors that my insurance is top tier. I work for a public school and in Michigan, and I've been told by dentists and doctors that I have really good insurance. But even with my really good insurance, GLP-1s are not covered. I did find out because I did call my insurance company because I was in shock that it wasn't covered. When my doctor told me and I left the office, I called my insurance. I was like, why isn't this covered? I do have another couple little, underlying conditions that I have. Nothing major, but I thought, with the being overweight, with that, you would think that that would be covered, And she said, so this was in March. She said they stopped covering it that past December. So this is March 2025. My insurance stopped covering it December 2024. So I totally missed that boat. They cut it out at the end of that year. She says she is hopeful that one day maybe it will start back. It is available for my insurance to people who are diabetic, and I am not diabetic, and nor do I want to be. So I'm very fortunate that I'm not. But that would have been the only way that they would have covered this. So, of course, the price sets in. So my doctor says she can send my prescription directly to Eli Lilly to get my Zepbound. Eli Lilly sent me an email, not an email, they send you a text. They sent me a text right away with all the information, and there were the prices. And the prices are not cheap. It's only cheap if you have insurance. If you do not have insurance, it is a nice little price. And if you're watching this video, you've probably already are on a GLP-1 or you're exploring it already, so you already know. But in case you don't, let me fill you in. So I am taking Zepbound, the vials, pay as you go. This is for people whose insurance does not cover it. And I pay $449 a month out of pocket, plus an additional $5 for the injection supplies. So you get a 1 month supply with the $449, which in some months it's not even a whole month because you get 4 vials. And depending on when you take it, that might only cover you partial, maybe most of the month, but you might still have some days to go. So this is not cheap. I know that there's other sources out there for other GLP-1s. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not an insurance provider. I cannot give anybody any advice on where to get their medication or what to compound it with, so I'm going to stay out of that realm. I'm just giving you what I decided and what I'm doing and the price that I'm paying. So $449 a month, you get 4 vials plus $5 for the injection supplies. So yeah, that was a tough pill for me to swallow. I am, that was I had to really think about that because you have to think, you could pay for a personal trainer with that amount of money in a gym membership and still, have probably half of it left. So I had to think about it. When I got the text and I read how much it was, I had to do a little bit of research. I did go on YouTube. There's a few YouTubers that YouTube about GLP-1s that I kind of watched their videos in those first couple weeks and got a clue. I think one was covered with insurance and then one wasn't. So it was nice to see the contrast of, how a person would take it with having it covered and how one would take it without it. So anyway, I thought about it and I said, I have to do something. I'm not going to put a price on my health, so I'm going to do it. Another, and I don't know if this is for anyone else, I'm not a financial consultant. So, not a doctor, I'm not an insurance specialist, and I'm not a financial specialist. But I have a health savings account. So, this is what saves me with paying for this Zepbound. I have a health savings account that my employer provides me every year. Okay, so I say he because my superintendent is a male, but we get, in my district, we get a HSA account, and they put money into this account, and this account is for us to help with medical expenses. This could be dental, this could be medical supplies, this could be for me or my minors or my husband, anything that has to do with health. It could even be health related stuff, like if you need a brace, anything that improves you with your health, eyeglasses. I can use this HSA. Now, my employer puts a chunk of money into this account for me, and I also can put money into this account. I don't put any in it. I should, but I don't. But this is what has softened the blow of paying for my Zepbound. I have a medication that I take that's pre-existing, and I am very fortunate that that medicine that I take for something I've already had, that medicine pays my deductible because I have a medicine that's very expensive. So this goes back to why I was shocked the Zepbound wasn't covered through my insurance, because I have another medication that I take and it is expensive to the point it pays for my entire family's deductible in the beginning of the year. So I'm very fortunate that and this medicine, I don't have to pay anything because the people who the prescription the people, let me think of my thoughts. The pharmacy that I go through to get my prescription has put me through with some sort of grant team for this medication, so I don't have to pay any copay on this medicine. Plus, the medicine is covered with my insurance, and because it's so expensive, it covers my entire deductible. So every January, I always tell everybody, I have an adult son and my husband, I'm like, nobody go to the doctor till I get my medication. Because if you do, you're going to end up having to pay out of pocket when, if you waited for my medication, deductible is covered. But anyway, I didn't want to go off on a tangent like that. But this account is for that as well, that high deductible. It's not real high, but that deductible we have to soften that. But because my medication pays that deductible, this is really, just like a perk from work, to help with medical. So this helps me with my Zepbound. I'm the main person that uses it. My son sometimes uses this account for his prescriptions and things like that, but it does not cover the full year, but it softens the blow. So this HSA covers, I would say, about 7 months or so. If I was to add it all up, about 7 months or so of the Zepbound for me. So that is a saving grace. Okay. So I'm very fortunate and blessed about that. And if you are in that same situation, hopefully you can, because of learning this from me, maybe you can incorporate that in your situation. So that's that. Where am I at in the video? Okay, 13. I don't want to keep you too long. I might have to do a part 2 to this video. So the next thing is, once I figured out how I was going to pay for it and that I was going to do it, Eli Lilly. That's who the prescription goes to. What a great company. Wow. I mean, I know they're a, probably billion-dollar business now, but, and you sometimes think that they're, you're not going to be able to have your questions answered with them. Man, oh man, they have good customer service. So my doctor was fairly new at prescribing Zepbound, and I'm of course new at taking it. So we had a few hiccups in the prescription process. First, I gave my doctor the wrong address. It went to another address, and it was supposed to go to this one. And then second, she asked, because at first I wanted the pens. If you know anything about GLP-1s, you can get a vial or a pen. I wanted the pen at first. We put that in, but I'm not eligible for that. If I wanted the pen, we're talking from $4.49 to I think in the thousands for the pen. So I said, oh, no, thank you for the pen. I'll take the vial and figure it out. So we had made a mistake with that. So then finally we got the correct prescription in. But I called Eli Lilly. They helped me along. They helped me every step of the way. My timer just went out on my classroom lights. They helped me every single step of the way. I was in, and not a whole bunch of robotic calls. I mean, they answer right away. They look you up and they tell you very, very great customer service with Eli Lilly. Their text messages are very thorough in what you need to do. It's user friendly. The form isn't real long to fill out. It's a seamless process. I think I would give it 5 stars, 5 out of 5, as far as their user friendliness and their customer service. I would definitely give a 5 out of 5. Price, maybe not so much, but customer service, yes. So that was an easy prescription process. I get the Zepbound. At first, again, I was scared of the vials. I was like, how am I going to do this? I don't like shots, let alone giving myself a shot. I was terrified. So I got the little cooler. It comes in a little cooler. I got it in the mail. I kept it for an entire week before I even took it. This is how scared I was. I had it for about a week. I was like, I'm going to get through, because I believe it came about the beginning of the week. Remember, this is March 2025. And I kept it an entire week. I hate, now that I think about it, it's like, girl, why didn't you would have had an extra week under your belt. But yeah, I kept it a week. I was terrified. I was trying to psych myself out of it. Anywho. So I wanted the pen. That was a no-go. Had to deal with the vials. I did watch a few YouTube videos. Thank goodness for GLP-1 YouTubers. I'm going to have a video and just shout all of you ladies and gentlemen out, because I don't know what I would have done without going to YouTube and being able to see what other people were doing and how they were feeling. And I knew that my being emotional I wasn't alone, because I thought I was being a crybaby. Like, here you are getting something to help you lose weight, and then you want to be a crybaby about it. So I'm so happy for YouTube, GLP-1 YouTubers. Is that my bell for me to hurry up with this video? Okay. So, okay. But now, fast forward. So the vials, didn't want it, scared. Now I love them. And now, fast forward over a year, they have another injectable pen. That's what they call them, injectable pens. They have one now that's the same price as the vial. But I'm like, I don't want that. I want to stay with the vial, because I'm so used to it now. And it's easy. I do it in less than 30 seconds. I got it down to a science. I know the pain of it all. So it's seamless for me. So I've been sticking with the newer pen. Has only been out maybe about a month. But yeah, I'm sticking with the vials. The vials, what I love about them, you are supposed to take 0.5, I believe it's milli something, mLs, or whatever the units are on the syringe. But I believe it's supposed to be just 5.5. In the vial, you get almost 0.7 of the medication if you draw it all out, which I like, because what I will do is I will draw out the 0.5 and I will save the last little bit and I'll put it right back in my box. And then at the end, when I take those 4 vials and what's left, it's a whole nother. So really with the vials, you get 5 doses. Okay, again, disclaimer, I am not your doctor. Do not take any medical advice from me. This is just what I do. And I don't do it all the time. I would say I do this every other month, because so some months I'll draw the whole vial, take it, or some months I'll take the 0.5 out, and then I'll have the extra. You do how you want to do, how your body can do, okay? The medication, of course, is stored in the refrigerator. I always keep mine in the refrigerator. That is number 4. Okay. And let's see. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, this is going to be the ending of part 1 of this video. Be on the lookout for part 2. I'm going to send you part 2 in the next day. I am going to go over tracking my weight. I'm going to go over my different doses that I took, and I'm going to go over exercise. So stay tuned for that. And I will see everybody soon. Bye-bye.